I like to share my life to you all, how God led me from where I was before and to become where I am now today. I was born in Leyte and my mother has to apply to be a domestic helper. She didn't know she was pregnant with me. 7 months after I was born, she had to leave the country to work abroad. My auntie, sister of my father, insisted to take care of me since I was the youngest of 8 children. She brought me to live with her in Cavite. After 5 years, my mother came back for me, but my aunt didn't want me back to her. But I didn't know that she was my real mother that time. I was 7 years old, found out I was adopted child. I live a contented life, but I struggle a lot being adopted. As growing up, my bitterness and resentment to my biological parents grew up. My auntie, whom I called Mama, has 3 children. Only the eldest was indifferent towards me. When I was 12 years old, we moved back to Leyte to study high school, and finally I met my real parents. When I met them, I did not show any kind of respect and love to them. I even cursed them. Back in 2003, when I was second year high school, my mama diagnosed breast cancer. After 3 years of battling cancer, she died. After my mama passed away, I could say that I'm grown up fast. I saw myself as a matured and capable of doing everything on my own. However, I always had a feeling that I was abandoned and alone. After 1 month, I noticed that the husband of my mama, whom I called Papa, was indifferent to me. One night, he came home drunk and tried to kiss me and sexual advances of me. But I managed myself by kicking him and I ran fast. After that incident, I left home. I feel unsafe. Since then, I went to my real parents' home and tell them all what he did to me. I stayed with them until graduated high school. I have decided to go in Manila to look for a job. I stayed my sister's home in Bulacan. After 1 month, I found a job and worked as a sales lady. I met a friend inside a grocery store and offered me a work as a housemaid. And I said yes. She brought me to my employer and I found out that they are Christian. I was introduced to the Bible. When I attended Christian church, not CCF, because my employer is the sister of the pastor in that church. I'm not serious to become a Christian. In short, I'm not interested because someone of them putting me down, telling me I'm not part of them. So I stopped attending services on that church. Instead, my employer brought me along to CCF St. Francis. It was Sunday morning, month of October 2009. During the service, I was touched and felt something that I can't even explain. The speaker was Pastor Peter, and he asked to stand up so that he can pray for the people who stood up, and I was. On that day, I accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Savior, and I asked God for forgiveness and also learned to forgive my real parents and people who have hurt me. On that day, I became interested to know more about God, so I attended Sunday services, prayer, and fasting week. As a one-week Christian, I prayed to the Lord to send me somebody or someone to help me to grow, to mentor me, because I want to know more about God. Every time I attended Sunday services, Pastor Ricky Sartor always reminded me to be part of the small group. I remember clearly, he said, "Folks, if you are not part of the small group, you're gonna miss half of your life serving God. But for me, if you are not part of the small group, you're gonna miss more than half of your life serving God." After 3 years of attending Sunday services, God spoke to me to be part of the small group. Last December 8, 2003, I have decided to join the discipleship group, and I'm now currently attending GLC with my D group leader and fellow D group member. Having God in my life, I live a contented life. My relationship with family is getting better. I love my adoption story. I have qualms and with being adopted. It is a beautiful thing. I have had my share of usual doubts and questions, but I moved on and surrendered it all to the Lord. My parents did not do it because they didn't love me. It is because they want me to live. Having my adopted family and biological pet family has helped me to stay open-minded. I'm speaking in front of you. I went through pain. If I can say this, I would rather set up an example of pain, heartache, and rejection than for you to go through for yourself. No matter what have you been, or no matter how messed up your life, we, you, and I are not disqualified to serve God. Many valuable lessons about living life to the fullest. Enjoying little things bring brave enough for anything life may throw your way. It is amazing how crisis can actually turns out to be a blessing. If you learn to take away the bitterness, it brings open your heart to the lesson it could offer. Let's remember that we cannot stop time, nor slow it down, nor adjust it. It's important to make every minute count, live without regret. In this life that I live so far, I have learned that God allowed you to be crushed and broken many times, just so you can be the person He wants you to be. It has not and never will be a perfect life. There are still many problems. But I'm reassured that my relationship with Jesus keeps me going, building relationship with people around me. I am comforted knowing that God will lead me to be the right person He wants me to be with. And I can sincerely say that God is helping me grow. I'm not perfect. My life is not perfect. It is not good, but it's best for me. I am Ann Mentes, still work in progress, a sinner who was won by one, loved by God, a child of the one true King. Bring honor and praise to God forever and forever.